So, everybody, thank you and welcome. Thank you for spending your Wednesday night evening here with us. This is a Wheatgrass Wednesday, Wheatgrass Wellness Wednesday that is hosted by and sponsored by Perfect Foods. We are the wheatgrass and microgreen growing authority of the country. We've America's premier wheatgrass and microgreen growers. We've been growing wheatgrass since 1982 in Goshen, New York. My father, my family started it over 40 years ago, and we started in Brooklyn, in a basement. Actually, he was one of the first urban farmers of all time, and he slowly but surely created a huge demand in New York. When there was a huge popularity in California that he found, he realized that there was nothing going on here in New York. So slowly, he started growing wheatgrass, and he developed a huge market here in New York. And for 40 years, we've been educating and supplying people with the highest level, highest quality wheatgrass in the country, if not the world. And I got to grow up with that. So my brother and I are now owners of the business. We just bought it 2 years ago, and we are now trying to reach as many people as possible. So one of the ways that we're doing that is by having webinars like this. So I sent this text message out to all of my customers, and this is a free program that we're having. A handful of my customers who order regularly from us and have done my Reset Cleanse program have come together to help me to make this sort of Wednesday night class more regular. So every single Wednesday, we have been having a free class open to the public that allows for my customers and for all of you who are looking to better their health, looking for answers, looking for knowledge, looking for truth, for the real deal where they can really trust, because there's so much knowledge and there's so many things out there on the internet now, but looking for something that's been, a community that has been really strong and leading education for over 40 years. That's where we can help. Sorry about that, guys. So you can come on in and be a part of this community. You are welcome to come every single Wednesday, at least for the next month. We're definitely going to be keeping this community free for a while while we're building it. And we really just want to be a source of education and inspiration, so that if you have any questions about wheatgrass or microgreens or just health topics generally, we're not only me leading it, but I ask you, the community, to also lead it. So that's what this Wednesday night session is. And tonight is a really special one that is just basics of wheatgrass. So I'm going to teach you everything from A to Z, from about wheatgrass, and also I'm going to answer all of your questions. So let's dive into what is wheatgrass. Does anybody want to share? I think there was one person, Tanya, that wanted to just unmute herself and share something. Just wanted to give you the opportunity to do that really quick.
Yeah, I just want to share this story. So one day I was bored and I became a certified juice therapist, and I looked you guys up, but I wanted to meet you personally. So I drove all the way up there with my dog and I ordered some stuff, came back with like 2 trays. Anyway, this helped me and my mom with diabetes. We no longer have it.
So go take a shower.
Thanks to wheatgrass and my energy, my mom's energy. It's just beautiful. Just gives so much energy. But the point was that we beat the diabetes with the wheatgrass.
That is a beautiful story. I really am happy that I had you share that. Tell me,
yes,
what you were drinking and how much you were drinking it. How long were you drinking it for, and how much were you drinking daily?
Okay, I was hitting it 3 days a week because it got a little pricey. But then I was buying it at the place where I first got introduced. But then when I went to the farm, we were doing it 5 days a week. Not every day, I'm going to be honest. And for 3 months, we did it. I like to give like a 90-day, I call it the 90-day challenge. And did you hear my numbers? It went from a 6.1 to a 5.3 with the wheatgrass.
Holy
5 days a week in a 90-day process.
Holy moly.
Thanks to Perfect Foods.
Thanks to Perfect Foods. All right, love. Tanya, that was beautiful. I so appreciate you. And I don't know where you're at with it now, but I would love to gift you some wheatgrass just to congratulate you on that beautiful feat.
I
So
always order with you guys with Torres, Teresa Torres, La Bamba. We order together.
oh, good. Okay. So I'll make
Yeah.
sure to throw you in something special just to say congratulations.
Beautiful. Okay. I appreciate that.
All right, my loves, let's get into it.
So my name is Natalia. I am Wellness Warrior, and Rebecca and the team at Perfect Foods have been a blessing. I actually 2019 was diagnosed with breast cancer stage 1, and learned all things wheatgrass, sprout, superfood, and healing as my whole body holistically. I went to a wellness center called Hippocrates, and that's where it all started, the foundation. But the key was how to take it home and continue everything that I learned. So the program was 3 weeks, but 3 weeks I literally had to figure out how to continue to save my life. And fast forward, drinking wheatgrass twice a day, 2 ounces, along with wheatgrass enemas and all things wheatgrass. Remember that movie, the Greek, I think My Greek Wedding, where it was the Windex? I was the wheatgrass. Like any problem came up, oh, just put wheatgrass on it. Like the pulp, you can use the pulp after juicing, put a little wheatgrass. I used to put it on the mass on my breast. And the wheatgrass I also used for allergies, like if I also any eye issues. There was just, I use wheatgrass for everything, along with the healing that came with therapy, my heart, any traumas. And fast forward, I'm here. It's 2024, healed, thriving, and just, trying to change the world and teach people how to grow wheatgrass. No big deal, right? And heal themselves. I mean, really, Rebecca and I are just, just trying to change the world. No big deal.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. I just, yeah, I'm very grateful. I finally was able to visit Perfect Foods just recently. So thank you. It's a beautiful place, and I'm really glad everyone's on here learning about wheatgrass. Thank you for the work you do, Rebecca. Yeah.
Thank you for the work that you do, Natalia. Natalia is a coach, and she is like out there putting all the energy into trying to help people because she's seen it help with her own eyes. So that's why I gave her the spotlight, because it definitely is nice to hear it from somebody who is living it and breathing it. It's powerful for sure. So
yeah, and I just want to share too. Unfortunately, I'm soaking my wheatgrass now. I don't have a tray to show, but I do live in the Bronx. We're growing in an apartment. I do use Perfect Food seeds, and it's possible, right? So blessings to everyone drinking the wheatgrass and ordering, but also whoever is on here brand new, anyone who's on here thinking about cost-effective ways to continue wheatgrass and add in wheatgrass for other things like enemas if you need extra doses. Please, I just want to share, yes. And man, Rebecca, you have so much content about all like the growing kits and everything. Like, you're in good hands for those who want to grow.
Wheatgrass 101, benefits on how to use it and what benefits, how to use it, and where to buy it. So we're gonna talk a little bit about, who we are. We already sort of talked about that. What is wheatgrass? Not gonna talk so much about microgreens right now. The concept of chronic dis-ease that we're now having issues with, and benefits, how to use it, science, all that jazz, and how to get started. So who we are, this is a little cute photo of my brother and I. We have really been in this industry for forever, right? So I've been doing this since I was a little girl, doing expos and teaching people about wheatgrass, and having crazy people run up to me and tell me how it helped them with cancer, it helped them with diabetes, it helped them with having sex, and they weren't able to have sex for 5 years, and they're white. They came to the convention and had a shot of wheatgrass and went home, and they're white, and they had sex twice. And they came to the expo early in the morning the next day, like running over, please, 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 I need the wheatgrass. Like every type of crazy story I've heard at this convention. Yeah. Because wheatgrass is powerful in every way, right? So when you're around wheatgrass, you're around powerful people, because when people are drinking wheatgrass, some crazy stuff goes down. So this is a cool little article that was done on my parents. This is my father and my mom. My mother, a long time ago, when they just had started, a tray grows in Brooklyn, a boy wonder of wheatgrass makes good. It's a really cool article, actually, and hopefully I'll be able to post this and you can read it. It's really well written. And it's just kind of like mystifying and beautifying the concept of this really cool indoor urban farm that has never, like, there was no such a concept back then. People were smoking cigarettes and thought it was a good idea. Like, nobody was thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, nobody was really thinking about health to this degree, that's for sure. And here you have these two people who are growing grass in the basement of a kosher butcher shop, nonetheless, a kosher butcher shop. Like, you really can't make this stuff up. So they are definitely in their own right, you know, pioneers, that's for sure. And I'm definitely happy to be on, you know, the receiving end of that and being able to see it with my own eyes. This is a little sneak peek of our facility here at Perfect Foods. So, okay, what is wheatgrass? Wheatgrass is this 10-day-old stage of the plant, containing condensed nutrients. So 1 ounce of wheatgrass juice is equivalent to having about 2.5 pounds of green vegetables. And that's a lot of vegetables, okay? So that's kind of the reason why wheatgrass is so potent and it tastes so intense, is because you wouldn't normally have 2 pounds of salad and drink it like a tequila shot. Like, that's not really how our body is used to consuming things. However, when you do, it's powerful. And oftentimes, when you have something that you're trying to achieve, like, for example, if you are a busy person in the modern era and you have a list of a million things that you have to do from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., 12 p.m., whatever it is, that's, even if you don't have a health opportunity or health challenge, just living life today is a challenge. Okay. Just living, just existing and trying to operate somewhat productively is a challenge. Okay. So having wheatgrass is like having a little superpower in your pocket, really, because it's not only is it giving you tons of vitamins and minerals that your body is so desperately craving and wanting and feeling so malnourished, because we're just simply not getting the quality of nutrients that we need. Even if you think you are, even if you are getting tons of having tons of fruits and vegetables, or let's say you're eating plant-based, but you're cooking everything, you're still not getting the quality that you would get from a shot of wheatgrass, because it's this very concentrated, intensive baby plant. Does that make sense, guys? Because I think this is like, people always ask me, like, what's the deal with wheatgrass? Why is it better than lettuce? Why is it better than kale? That's an important distinction. Okay. The concept that, if I can stop sharing and just show you. Oh, Natalia's been on spotlight this whole time. Sorry. If I can show you this beautiful tray of grass, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen a beautiful tray of wheatgrass before and you just want to like put your face in it. I won't do that because I may or may not sell this, but I won't, I promise. So put a 1 in the chat if you have seen a beautiful tray of wheatgrass and it just rocks your world and you love it. People tend to love the visual of wheatgrass, to touch. Okay, I'm going to touch it. Fine. I'll bring this home for myself. To touch the wheatgrass, to like just indulge in the wheatgrass, because it's like you're grounding into it. Okay. You know this, right? We all know this concept of grounding. That when you're that when you are connected to nature, when you're connected to the earth, you're electrically charged and more connected to your sage, to your inner wisdom, to yourself. That also happens when you're around wheatgrass. Okay. And now imagine consuming that in a juiced, concentrated form. This is the ultimate connection to yourself. I hate to get too foo-foo and spiritual, but are you guys with me? Because I feel like this is really important. It's a high consciousness concept, but I think the world is ready for it. Okay. It's like shooting yourself up with Earth's energy. And that's the reason why we have this electric-magnetic like connection to wheatgrass, is because, and you start craving it, by the way, those of you who are drinking it, right? Put a 2 in the chat if you drink wheatgrass, and if you don't have it, you're like, I need my wheatgrass. Also, a funny distinction: what happens when people start drinking wheatgrass? They start saying, I need my wheatgrass, quote unquote. I need my wheatgrass. I haven't had my wheatgrass this morning. Oh, I need my wheatgrass in the afternoon. Like, in what do you usually say my for? Like, do you say like, oh, I need my sushi? Do I need, oh, I need no, we don't say that about anything except for like wheatgrass. Maybe you say my coffee, but even that we don't even say. But I need my wheatgrass. We have like this like connection to it that it's like it becomes us. Like, and it's not in a weird way or in a dependent way at all. It's just like something that our body is just so grateful to have. because it makes sense, right? So think about like a rhinoceros or a cow. They're also like, I need my wheatgrass, right? All day, every day, they're grazing on grass, and that is all that they're depending on. They are dependent on this one food, and it is just grass. These massive mammals, right? These massive, massive mammals, they consume one thing, and it's just grass, and they are strong, and they are healthy, and they are happy as long as they're not being, killed. So they are happy to be having this one food. How do they know intuitively, intrinsically, that this one food is going to give them everything that they could possibly want and need in order to be healthy and be a huge, healthy mammal? It's intuitive, it's instinctive, and we have it in us too. Okay, we have that instinct as well. We can't deny it. Now, do we love the flavor of it? Maybe not, but we'll get to that. Okay, I promise. I'll help you to love it a little bit more. Tanya goes, no, we don't love the flavor. Okay, so we can get to that. But are you guys with me with the power of it? Just from a mystical conscious level, and then we can get into we'll get into the science as well. But I think what I'd like to talk about now is a little bit of the history and the science. Wheatgrass's rich history traces back from ancient civilizations. That's interesting, right? Where it was revered for its medicinal properties. So we've got ancient Egyptians, Mesopotamians, they all believed in its rejuvenating powers. Okay, this has been proven. And it also in Ayurvedic texts, a lot of people are into Ayurvedic medicine. Definitely wheatgrass is always mentioned. And then also, interestingly enough, a lot of civilizations have been using it as a symbol of ultimate health. So in the Persian community, in the Tibetan community, they use wheatgrass as a symbol of, like, as a sacrifice to God, as the ultimate symbol of health. That's interesting, right? How did they all know this and we don't? That's interesting, right? Okay. Then we have Anne Wigmore, that she came along and she started the raw food movement, and she popularized wheatgrass, and in the 20th century, and a few years ago. And her advocacy was really powerful, and she healed herself from gangrene, and she healed herself from cancer. And then she went around and she was like, guys, you got to know about this stuff. Okay. So now fast forward to 2024. It is a crazy, crazy health world. And we don't know which way to turn or what to be using, because they're constantly marketing to us on TikTok of powders are great. But why would we use powders when we could use the fresh ingredient and actually get the results? Okay, so that's something really important that I want to emphasize. I was gonna say I'm not the most powder person, but I'm a little bit anti-powder, only because of the nature of my business and my life. Our motto is fresh is best. So I do love for you to consume things fresh if possible. However, I'm going to be understanding and lenient and understand that powder is convenient. It's even a little bit less expensive, and there's a place for it. I just want to bring to your attention that you deserve the best. I'm going to pause there. Okay, you deserve the best, and your body deserves the best. And as long as you're going the extra mile to take the healing into your own hands, go all the way. That's my recommendation to you. Because when people start muddying around, especially when they have a goal that they need to achieve, and they start flopping around with powders, you're not going to get there. You're not going to get there as quickly as you need to. You start using the fresh grass, you'll get there. You'll get there quick. There's almost nothing that has as quick results as wheatgrass juice. And I'm not saying that things happen overnight necessarily, although sometimes that they do. But if you have something serious going on, this isn't like, I was gonna say it's not magic. It is a little bit magic, but it's not magic, right? We're still in reality. However, just like when you take a strong drug, a pharmaceutical, which usually is based off of plants somewhere down the way after it's been processed and ruined a million times, right? You need to take a high dosage, and you need to take it for a period of time before you get results. Wheatgrass is, I would say, the most concentrated form of a living plant, or of a plant. So if you want to go to the source and get a bioavailable real food and use that as medicine, I think that wheatgrass is the most powerful and potent one that you could use. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that, and put a 2 in the chat if you are skeptical of that and what you think is better. Okay, I understand that there are a million superfoods. I understand that there's sea moss, and I understand that there's spirulina, and I understand that there's ginger and there's turmeric. and a blue-green algae, okay, and moringa. And I'm not necessarily knocking that. I'm not, because I understand that the earth is vast. The earth is vast and wonderful and beautiful, and nature is magnificent. And there is a need and a purpose for every single thing. But I also know that grass is a primary producer. Grass is one of the most basic things on planet Earth. There's water and there's grass, okay? So if you think about it that way, if you got to pick one thing, I think this is the best thing. Plus, all those other things that I just mentioned aren't locally grown, and they're usually not going to be given to you fresh. E3 Live, these things, they're from the sea moss. They're from different parts of the world, and they're brought to you in different ways. And anything that's powdered, of course, is going to be processed and have fillers in it that you don't necessarily trust. And it's just not the fresh thing that was grown right in your own community by someone that you love, right? With love. There's something special about that, right? There's something special about knowing the farmer, knowing where it comes from, knowing that it was grown with love. What is in wheatgrass? We have vitamin A, C, E, B complex. We have lots of Bs in there. Almost every B, actually. There's a lot. It doesn't naturally have B12, but it has almost everything. Magnesium, iron, calcium, selenium, potassium, zinc, all these things that we want. Now, the big winner is chlorophyll, okay? Chlorophyll is the green pigment in wheatgrass that closely resembles human hemoglobin and is believed to enhance oxygen transport, detoxification, and cellular regeneration. Put a 3 in the chat if you have been interested in the concept of chlorophyll and you've learned a little bit about chlorophyll and that's interesting to you. I think that chlorophyll is a very interesting topic because there has been a lot of research on chlorophyll. Okay, say that it's a natural chelator, that it removes heavy metals from the body and it binds to heavy metals and helps you to eliminate them. One of the main things that we are struggling with today is heavy metal toxification. Okay, we are toxic because of heavy metals. Where did they come from? Why do we have them? Unfortunately, they're in a lot of products that we consume or that we're around and we don't even realize it. And it's just a product of existing in 2024. It's just a product of existing in 2024. A lot of the issues that we have apparently are due to heavy metal toxification. When you have brain fog, when you have depression, when you have anxiety, when you have Lyme disease, when you have chronic fatigue, when you have autoimmune issues, you name it, skin issues, hair issues, things not growing right, things not feeling right, aches and pains, just having a general fog and not knowing what it is, heavy metals. And this is important. 70% of the wheatgrass juice that is solid, right? So if you ever have it frozen, it is chlorophyll. That's a huge amount, okay? And chlorophyll is so sought after that they go and they get tinctures of it. But God knows if you're absorbing it because it's not with any of the other nutrients. So it's totally not bioavailable when you have a chlorophyll tincture. But chlorophyll is so widely researched to the point where, superheroes are using it to detoxify themselves, right? So chlorophyll is very researched, and wheatgrass has 70% of it. It's the highest level of chlorophyll than any other green. Okay, so that I just want to emphasize that. I think how do we support our immune system? Okay, we need antioxidants, we need zinc, we need magnesium. There are certain things that really help the immune system, and you can look that up. COVID really had us talking about it a lot. Eventually, they started talking about health a little bit, right? So type in the chat some of the things that you heard when COVID was at its peak and everyone was like, grab this, grab that. This is what's going to help your immune system. This was, you got elderberry, you got whatever. But definitely when it comes to supplementing, zinc, magnesium, iron, some of the main things that the doctors were prescribing to support your immune system. Vitamin C, and all in relation, right? They were like, oh, you can't just have the zinc, you have to have the vitamin C. Oh, you can't just have the iron, you have to have also the magnesium. In order for your body to absorb, guys, this is important, bioavailability. In order for your body to absorb these nutrients, you have to have them in connection with each other. And a lot of times, and that's why wheatgrass is so powerful, because you're having a high concentration of the nutrients, but you're having them in their bioavailable form. You're not just having a zinc supplement and hoping for the best. You're not just having an iron supplement and hoping for the best. No, because a lot of times people who are anemic, they take iron supplements and they take them and they take them and they take them, and their levels are just flat, not moving up even an inch, even though they're taking 1,000 milligrams of iron every day. What's the deal? It's because your body isn't absorbing it and it needs it through its proper proportion. Okay. And this is a really key thing that a lot of nutritionists aren't teaching people, and they're not recognizing, or maybe they are, but they're just telling you, well, in order for you to absorb the iron and the methylated B vitamins, you have to also have this specific magnesium from this specific brand that gives me a kickback. You know what I mean? Like and then you end up leaving the doctor's appointment saying every single month for the next 6 months, I have to buy $500 worth of supplements. Like, that's annoying. And I'm not saying that it's about money, because yeah, I'm going to say wheatgrass is a little bit pricey as well. However, how would you rather put your money towards supplements that you need to take all day, every day, that make you gag and are weird, and like you have to take multiple times, like 5-6 times a day, and there's like 35 supplements? Or would you rather take a nice, beautiful, fresh shot of wheatgrass and make that a morning routine and make that a ritual? Think about that, because that's the way I think about it. Who's with me? Put a one in the chat. What would you rather do? $500 worth of supplements, or would you rather juice yourself a shot of delicious, gorgeous wheatgrass, feel connected to the earth, feel connected to yourself, and have something real? Right? Nobody's getting any kickback. You're just having a plant. Nature's getting the kickback. Okay. You're not, and it's sustainable, and it's rejuvenating, and it's you, and it's nature, and it's, if you look at these supplements, if you look at these green powders that TikTok is going wild about, if you look at the back of the ingredients, AG1, like you name bloom, you name it, the number one ingredient is almost always barley grass, wheatgrass, alfalfa sprouts. Am I right? Am I right? Almost always. And why would you do that? Just go straight to the source. Okay. Okay. Enzymes are, I believe, the word of the future. Okay. People are just starting to understand the importance of having enzymes in our foods. Just starting. Meanwhile, it's the most basic concept. Of course, we need to have living foods. Of course, we need to have foods that are alive, that have enzymes in them. Baby foods, fresh foods. Hello? What do we think we're supposed to be having? Cooked, processed foods? Like, our body was, you think that the universe or whatever created us was like, oh yes, you should be eating, processed foods with salt and McDonald's. That's correct. No, this is what we were meant to be having. Hello? Something that's as close to us as possible. Studies on wheatgrass and leukemia. In one test tube study, wheatgrass was shown to induce cell death and reduce the number of leukemia cells by up to 65% within 3 days of treatment. The death of leukemia cells increased with time after exposure to wheatgrass. Okay, so that's a 65% reduce of leukemia cells. That's like unheard of when it comes to science. Like, they're usually like, give me 3%, give me 5%, give me 15%, and I'll call it significant. 65% is like truly unheard of when it comes to science. You guys with me? I don't know if there's any scientists in the room, but I think you should attest to that if you are. Okay, wheatgrass supplementation and glycemic control. This is interesting. Wheatgrass supplementation was associated with improvement in glycemic control markers, including reduction in fasting blood glucose levels. This is for diabetes, with people with type 2 diabetes. Okay, so those who healed themselves from diabetes, this is proof of that. There has been studies that can confirm that. Wheatgrass and oral health. There's a study that demonstrated that wheatgrass mouthwash significantly, so that's using wheatgrass and moving it around your mouth and swishing it around, which is how I recommend that you use it, reduced plaque index and gingival index scores compared to conventional mouthwash, indicating its efficacy in improving oral hygiene and gum health. Super interesting. Antimicrobial properties of wheatgrass. The research revealed that antimicrobial activity of wheatgrass extract against various pathogens, including bacteria, fungi, suggesting its potential as a natural antimicrobial agent for combating infections. Okay, so much so that I heard and I saw in books from Anne Wigmore that they were using this in World War I before they had, antibiotics. Okay, before they had antibiotics and before they ruined the world with antibiotics, might I add, they were using things like wheatgrass. I hope I hope you guys catched me on the ruin the world with antibiotics. But yes, I definitely can send you all this list. Wheatgrass and wound healing. Topical applications of wheatgrass extract was found to accelerate wound healing processes, including reduction in wound size, formation of granulation tissue, and I don't know what these words are exactly, but indicating its potential as therapeutic agent for chronic wounds. Okay, chronic wounds, again, to the point of World War I, using this for wounds, for scars, applying it as a poultice. This is something that's been used for a very long time, and I've seen it work with my own eyes. Do not underestimate it. Wheatgrass and blood transfusions. This is wild. I have trouble even believing this, but the research shows, and not only does the research show, but I've actually heard stories of this myself. My father tells stories as well. Research suggests that wheatgrass may help improve hemoglobin levels and reduce the need for blood transfusions in individuals with certain blood disorders or anemia. Wheatgrass being used to reduce the need for blood transfusions. You guys, is that settling in? Like, that's nuts. That's really nuts. That's a whole nother level. Wheatgrass and fertility. I have seen this with my own eyes as well. I had a few customers this year and last year who couldn't get pregnant for 2 years, and all 3 of them got pregnant within 1 month after having 4 ounces of wheatgrass. Preliminary studies indicate that wheatgrass supplementation may have positive effects on reproductive health and fertility in both men and women, potentially enhancing sperm quality and ovarian function. Beautiful. Wheatgrass and energy. Some research suggests that wheatgrass consumption may lead to increased energy levels and improved vitality, attributed to its rich nutrient content and ability to support cellular metabolism. Okay, wheatgrass and energy. Okay, we know this. We don't necessarily need science for this because we feel it. The rest of it, we refer back to science for. Energy, I don't really need science to tell me that wheatgrass gives me energy. I know. Wheatgrass and cancer. Emerging evidence indicates that wheatgrass contains bioactive compounds with anti-cancer properties, potentially inhibiting tumor growth, inducing apoptosis in cancer cells, and enhancing the effectiveness of conventional and cancer treatments. Okay, so we all know that this is a big one and a big claim. However, we had a couple testimonials in this group of 25 people alone that could attest to it. That's pretty huge. That's a crazy sample size. I'm just going to leave that be. Okay. If something like wheatgrass can help something like cancer, something weird is going on here. Wheatgrass and diabetes, we already talked about that. Studies have shown that wheatgrass supplementation may help regulate blood sugar levels, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce diabetes. I've seen this work with my grandmother, and I've seen it a million times with customers. So that's all, folks. I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I do just want to give you a call to action, as they say. How do I do this? How do I get started? I want to experiment a little bit. That's going to be a little bit customized to where you live, what kind of equipment you have. What's your budget? What do you want to do? There's a few options for you. Okay. Thanks, Natalia, for hanging out. There's a few options. Number one, well, first of all, tell me who in the room is interested in getting into wheatgrass and needs help figuring out how to do that. Put a 1 in the chat if you are now kind of intrigued by wheatgrass and you would like to, let's say, do a 30-day challenge of drinking wheatgrass every day, one way or the other, and you want me to help you to figure out how to do that. That's one thing. Now, the other thing is a whole nother level of a raw vegan cleanse, which I believe Patricia is going to be doing next week with me. I'm going to be doing a mini raw vegan cleanse next week. And I'll be also continuing, not many, we're going to be doing a full raw vegan cleanse next week, but I'm going to do another one with more people in a few weeks from now. So I figured I'll have the opportunity here to tell you all about that. So not only will we be drinking wheatgrass 4 ounces every day for a week during this cleanse, where I ship you wheatgrass and I ship you and I get this to you, but you're also going to be having our microgreens every day. You're going to be having sauerkraut for your gut. It's wheatgrass is amazing, but it's really good when you have it in conjunction with everything. That's when a lot of the magic happens. So I put you on a completely raw vegan cleanse, and you lose about 5, 6, 7 pounds in that week. You feel younger, you feel rejuvenated, you detoxify heavy metals. It's a transformation. Okay. You do that for a week. And then if you want, you can do it for a month. And I give you a meal plan and shopping list of exactly what to be having every day. I walk you through it step by step on how to do a cleanse at home. By the end of the month, you don't have to be fully raw, but by the end of the month, you kind of like have an emotional roller coaster. I walk you through that. And by the end of the month, you know what you want to be eating long term. If you want to have a little bit of this or a little bit of that, but what's your long-term plan? And we assign you to a coach, and you actually are on that. You can even do a 3-month program. So as far as my cleanse program goes, I have a 1 week, I have a 1 month, and I have a 3-month program, depending on, how committed you are to this process and what you want. Do you just feel like I need a cleanse for a week? Show me the ways. You can do it with me for a week. If you're like, I need help, like 1 week isn't going to do it for me, do it with me for a month. If you're like, I really need to make a transformation and I'm committed to this, do it with me for 3 months. Okay. And if you're like, I just want to dip my toe into it and start with one easy thing, then just start with wheatgrass. And you can do, a 10-day challenge, a 30-day challenge for yourself. I have all these challenges and stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to choose what you want to do and what works for you. However, I will do a challenge together with you guys if that'll motivate you. So Marianne said, your sunflower sprouts are awesome. Yes, I didn't talk about sprouts at all tonight because wheatgrass is the star of the show and the king for today, but there's always room for that. And please stay tuned because I for sure will be talking about that. Sheila, interested in getting back into the wheatgrass. I used to buy the frozen, but maybe want to start to grow too. Best budget-friendly option. I have been to your store and can stop by and chat. Beautiful. Olga, 1 and 2. What was 1 again? Just want to do wheatgrass, right? Okay, 1 was just want to do wheatgrass. 2 is maybe wanting to do the cleanse. So Marianne, Margaret, Viviana, Akoshua, you're doing wheatgrass all the time. What are you talking about? Marianne and Sheila and Olga, we're going to get you guys all on a wheatgrass challenge. Okay, after I just explained that whole cleanse thing, does anybody on that list think that they might want to actually do a raw vegan cleanse, or is anybody interested in that concept? You can now unmute yourself and ask any questions, or I think I gave you everything I got. So yeah, anybody, and by the way, I'm giving a 15% off discount if you sign up by tomorrow. So for wheatgrass, the cleanse is already discounted, but if you sign up for wheatgrass, I give you 15% off. So we'll talk of those of you who want, but Leland is 1 and 2. Okay, so yeah, please unmute yourself and tell me what's going on. What are you guys thinking? Anybody have any questions?
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Okay, I was concerned at first when I first started taking the wheatgrass 4 ounces a day instead of 1 ounce a day. Of course, it was fantastic physically, but I felt that it was a bit too expensive. But now I'm growing it, and I was very excited because I bought the kit, and I had to work all of this stuff into my budget little by little. But I'm growing it, and I was very excited last week because mine grew taller than the one I bought from you. Anyway, or as
can I just say something to that point? I want to say something to that.
Yeah.
I'll let you go, but there's a reason why we grow our grass to the level that we grow it, and it's not because it's sweeter and it's stronger at this stage. When it grows a little bit longer, it's nice because you get a higher yield, but the strength of it is less. So I just want to say, yes.
I figured that, but I was excited because it got as tall as you.
Yeah.
So that's the way that I'm lowering the price. Little by little, I'll get to the point where I'll grow as much as I need, and buying the kit is less than buying it already grown.
Okay, beautiful. And by the way, Akoshua started by doing my cleanse, and she bought wheatgrass for almost a year now. So it's not like she just went right into, although you were growing before, but it's been a little bit of both. And that's the way to do it. If you want to be consistent with wheatgrass, yes, you can be optimistic and be like, I'm just going to grow it all the time for myself. But also you have to understand that it is important to be consistent with it and get that dosage. So you may have to supplement by buying it from us and growing it, a little bit of both. So just, be patient with yourself, have fun with the growing process, but also be happy to just buy it and have somebody else grow it for you, because you're going to get good stuff when you need it. So thank you for sharing that.
There's a problem. I'm not living in the New York area,
Who's
and
that,
just
Margaret?
yes,
Okay.
and I bought a kit, and I did grow myself, but I just stopped, and I can't say why, but wanting to get back in. But will it be a problem in getting the seeds to actually grow myself?
Tell me again where you are.
Georgia.
You're in Georgia? No, we ship the seeds, no problem. We don't even need to overnight that. So shipping is inexpensive. So as far as growing goes, not an issue at all. And for shipping fresh product, it's also not an issue. It's a little bit of a price tag for shipping, but it's not crazy. It's certainly not the same as paying $6,000 to go to a raw food retreat center. So, for whatever $30 it is for shipping, it makes that look cheap. So yes, if you wanted fresh product, we also ship that, and we do our best to keep that shipping price down. So I actually would almost recommend for you to get a shipment, overnight shipment from us, even in Georgia, and then also get seeds to start growing yourself. So you can do a little bit of both. I'm just kind of showing you guys my website right now, so you can kind of figure out how to navigate it yourself. But so you can go here, and for growing supplies, there's a whole section here, and you can get our wheatgrass grow kit, which is here. It's $44 for just the seeds and soil and everything, no light, and $84 for the grow light. And then yeah, if you want to just get wheat seeds, you can get that here, and that's including shipping, $25 for 5 pounds. So that's an option. And then if you want to get a shipment yourself of wheatgrass, you can go right up here, shop, quick order, and then just click what you want. A pound of wheatgrass, I would probably get 3 or 4 pounds, so that you can then juice it up and maybe freeze it or use it for a couple of weeks, just to maximize what you get through shipping. And then, I always say to add on a pound of sunflower, add on some pea, get some broccoli greens in for you, get some sauerkraut for the gut, maybe some raw crackers, and then these delicious snacks, and maybe some green juice. And then you add that to the cart, and then the shipping will be what the shipping is. But that's always what I recommend. So,
Well, I will get back to you. I initially got the light, the whole kit.
okay.
So I ran out of the seeds, and I initially moved from North Carolina here to Georgia,
Okay.
and wanting to start back up again.
Good. Well, sometimes it just takes a little bit of, a little push. I'm going to take some notes. Because if you order by tomorrow, again, whatever you order, you're getting the 15% off. And as far as the cleanse goes, it's already discounted because it's normally $650 for my 1 week cleanse, but I'm having it be only $297 plus shipping with these webinars. So if you order that by tomorrow also. So definitely, and as far as when I'm going to do it together with people, I'm kind of trying to figure that out when the best time is, but regardless, you can get it. So just to answer your question and to help you, Margaret, you need me?
Yes.
What's up?
Sorry.
The water's not working?
So the sink's up.
And Aaron's not here? I mean, Aaron can't help you? I don't know, even know how to help you.
Oh, yeah.
Call him. Call him, and then if you need me, I'll help.
All right.
Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm at the plant. So I think, Margaret, your best bet is just to get some seeds and start growing again. But also, I think you should get a shipment from us, to be honest. I think you should get some fresh wheatgrass in your hands, start juicing it, get excited about it, and start enjoying it. Up to you. I don't know where the budget is right now. If the budget is as low as possible, then just do seeds, start growing, get excited. But if you're like, I want to splurge a little bit and get some nice green in me, then I always say, because it gets you excited and you start juicing it and it's delicious. And then then you have the motivation to grow it yourself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. That's my best bet. I'll take you off the hot seat.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. Anybody else have any questions about their situation? How do I send the wheatgrass? The wheatgrass comes in a cooler, a foam with ice. It's very well insulated, and it's biodegradable insulation, recyclable insulation. And we overnight ship it. So yeah. Ada, where are you located? Someone just said, can I put it in my juicer, or is there a special juicer? I have a Nama. Excellent question. The Nama you can use, however, you have to chop it up into 1 inch, little 1 inch things, right? So you can't just put like a handful of wheatgrass in with the blades long, and it will just like wrap around like rope. So you got to chop it up small and it will juice it, but you also have to do it in bulk. If you try and just juice like 1 ounce or 2 ounces, you won't get anything. You have to juice at least like 4 or 5 ounces at a time in order to get like something real. So, or you can get a wheatgrass juicer from us, which is, we'll just show you real quick what juicers we have available. We have here our Green Queen wheatgrass juicer. This is really nice. It's household electric, really easy to use and easy to clean, and it juices just wheatgrass. So if you don't love the way that your Nama is juicing the wheatgrass, you can use this. You can get this. If you don't have a juicer already and you're on the market for a juicer that juices fruits, vegetables, and wheatgrass, this is the one that I recommend. It's inexpensive and it juices everything. So that's what I recommend. And then if you're like really a wheatgrass nut and you're really drinking it regularly, the whole family is drinking it, then I would say to get this. This is what I use. I'm spoiled, but there's nothing like it. This is like the king. My father, my parents designed both of these machines, the Wheatgrass King and the Wheatgrass Queen, the Green Queen. They're really, really, really great machines. So those are the ones that we have. Ada said I use that one too. Cool. Okay, so as far as the cleanse, Olga, Leland, Cynthia, Margaret, it would be so fun if all of us did this. Seriously, I got 24 people on here. Imagine we all did the cleanse together, guys. Come on. How fun would that be? Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. $300. It's not that much. You know, it's really not. And you're getting so much. You're getting tons of food. You're getting a shopping list telling you exactly what to buy. I'm giving you a whole video course. I hold your hand every morning. We go live and have like an exercise class, and we check in with each other and we say hello. Like, it is really special. And you have a complete transformation in that 1 week, and you learn everything that I've learned by going to these institutes, maybe like 5, 6 times, 7 times in my life, and then like also extended of both my parents. Between all of us, we've probably gone at least 50 times. Like, we really know everything about this, but it's even better because we're teaching you how to do it at home. It's like, teach a man to fish. We're not teaching you just to like go to a place, have it done for you, and hope for the best. I'm teaching you how to live this lifestyle, and then you're plugged in the community for life. Like, come on, guys, let's do it. Who's in? Who's in? All 24 of you, let's do it. And if you don't want to go and do the full cleanse, that feels intense, you can just during the same time do just wheatgrass. Okay, say no, I'm not going to do the whole cleanse, I'm going to do just wheatgrass, but at least we'll do it together. Okay, so who's in? Marianne, I need to get a juicer, no problem. Sheila, I'm in. Ada, how often do you do the group cleanses? I do them like a few times a year, but you can do this anytime. Okay, you don't have to do it as a group. You can actually do it anytime because I give you the video course and you're plugged into my WhatsApp chat, which is 24/7 access to me. So you can really do it at any time, but I like to do them as a group together because it's really fun. So, okay, so we've got Cynthia, we've got Leland. Anne is gonna do the wheatgrass challenge. Now we just need to find a date together. This is so fun. I probably should have thought of a date before, but hey, we're doing this together. I'm gonna be starting this upcoming Sunday. I'm doing a cleanse with Patricia and Kim. But Patricia and Kim, you guys are just gonna have to do it again with the rest of us. Or if you want, you could wait, I guess, if I do it in a little bit, but nah, I think we should do it now. I'm doing a cleanse right now for Passover because I think that it's like a spiritual time to be cleansing. Okay. Ada, Sheila, and Marianne, maybe. Okay, if all of you, I should have all of your names and numbers because you registered. I have your emails because you registered, but I don't have your phone numbers. So what I'm gonna have all of you do who are in is I'm gonna have you please fill out. I'm gonna put a link in the chat right here, and I'm gonna have you fill it out. Actually, I can even share my screen so that you see what I'm sending over. But just to make sure that I don't miss you, if you go on my website and scroll down to here, this is my reset cleanse, learn more. I'm going to send you the link to this. And this is, first of all, a video about it, how it works, yada, yada. So you'll put your information in here. And then you can, once you put your information in here, you can actually make an appointment with me. That would be really nice if you make an appointment with me, because then I'll make sure that I sign you up. Or you can just buy it on the website, but actually you can just buy it on the website. But if you want to talk to me before you do that, you can sign up here. Thanks for leaving your phone number, Anne-Marie, but I'm going to ask you if you can, I have your phone number already, Anne-Marie, but you can just put it in there. Patricia's like, I'll do it again. Okay, good. That's what I figured, Patricia. You're like, she's the real deal. Olga, is the cleanse okay for a person with gallbladder stones? Yes. Yeah, it is. Unless there's a reason why I've heard that it is, but I can double check that, Olga. Is there something in particular like potassium that you're not supposed to have a lot of? And even if it's like, because like I said about the bioavailability of it, even if there's too much potassium in it, like for the kidney doesn't like potassium. It's like, it's a food, you know, the medical industry loves to go crazy about having too much vitamins in food. It's like, I really feel like it's the least of your issues. But of course, you know, don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. Okay, so Cynthia, Leland, Anne is doing wheatgrass. Kim, maybe we'll do it again. We'll see. Ada, Sheila, Marianne, not sure. Patricia, Olga, anybody else that I'm missing for wanting to do the cleanse? Well, you'll have to sign up through that. You'll have to sign up through that link if you are interested, or if you want, you can just buy it by going to reset cleanse. Go here, and then you can click it's $297 here, but then it's plus shipping. So it doesn't calculate the shipping at checkout. So if you want, you can just pay $297 now to sign up. And then I'm giving this whole reset cleanse course for free only now. So that's how you're getting this $297 price. And then I'll have to charge you shipping after, which is fine. But that's basically how, if you want to sign up without me, that's how you would do it. I'll give you guys this link. We'll send my phone. Ada said you can't open the link. Okay, well, all right, everyone. Is anybody else having trouble opening that link? But yes, you can just, if you want to give me your email or your phone number, I'll definitely make sure to reach out to you. Okay, so now I've totally been capitalizing this. Does anybody want to unmute themselves and ask any questions, or either ask questions or share something that they'd like to share? Eva just said, I did it earlier this year. I found it helpful and I feel great. So many resources and a great group. Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you so much, Eva. If anybody would like to unmute themselves at this point and ask a question or share a story, the floor is yours.
Hi, this is Ada here. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm wondering, I purchase wheatgrass grown locally by someone who supplies Whole Foods and, you know, stores like that in the area.
Remind me,
I'm really interested in trying your wheatgrass. Excuse me?
Remind me again where you are?
Tampa. Sorry.
Tampa. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
Tampa,
okay,
Florida.
Yeah. Okay.
And but I'm interested in trying your organic wheatgrass. And I checked out the pricing with on your website. Um, so usually the wheatgrass that I purchase through Abby's health food store here in Tampa, which is great, um, is about the same pricing. And it usually is a 10-day to 14 days that it's still fresh to
Yep.
use.
Yep.
What is the longevity of your wheatgrass?
Yep. It's pretty much the same. Keep it dry. Within the first week is when it's its sweetest and its strongest. But by day 10 and by day 14, still usable. It's just like slightly weaker in flavor. And then even I've seen people use it for 3 weeks old if it's nice and dry and good. But if your point is, let me try and get 2 weeks worth, I would say that's fine. Try and
I mean, I usually only get, I want to go to the 4 ounces. I use 2 ounces, a 2-ounce shot.
In order to have, just so that you know, in order to have 4 ounces a day, every day for a week, you have to get 3 pounds of wheatgrass. So
Okay.
if you're looking to do that for a week, I would get 3 pounds. But if you're in Tampa and you are looking to be more consistent with wheatgrass, I would say get 6 pounds so that you can do it for 2 weeks, or maybe it'll leave in and then you can juice it and you can even freeze some if you haven't finished. So
okay.
Figured it out.
Yeah, Aaron's coming. He said he has to try to fix it. I tried it, but he said it.
I think I wouldn't have been able to help anyway.
Yeah, so
that's okay.
All right, have a good night.
Bye, good night. Sorry, guys.
Now, the 4 ounces, actually, when I'm 71, and in my late 30s, I had grown a number of fibrocystic growths on, my ovaries, and about 15 of them. And the ultrasound tech wasn't supposed to, but she let me see, so that I could see how big some of them were and all that. They wanted to do surgery. I decided that there was a bioorganic farm very close to where I lived that grew wheatgrass, and I had read the Ann Widmore wheatgrass book and purchased one of the countertop grinders for wheatgrass, and did so so I decided not to do anything about it for 6 months, excepting wheatgrassing and acupuncture, and a pretty macrobiotic diet at the time, and microbiotic. And 4 months later, so I did 4 ounces a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. And 4 months later, I went back at the same ultrasound tech, which I think was supposed to happen, and she let me look again. They had all shrunk to hardly anything, and I never had to have the surgery. So I just wanted to testify to the fact that the 4 ounces a day is really amazing.
A tray is equal to how many ounces?
First of all, thank you, Ada, for sharing that. Seriously, that is a huge feat.
Yeah.
And just nature is,
it's just it was amazing, and my whole body transformed. I mean, yes, it dealt with that issue and helped me deal with it, and release it on all levels. But also whole body, my skin, my hair, my everything. And then, like you said, the sort of connection, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, kind of all there.
all there. It's all there. Like I can't emphasize that piece enough, because that's what gives you the motivation to do it. Because like otherwise, it's not like the most amazing flavor, and like sometimes it's even a little like aversive, depending. Even though it is sweet and it is nice, sometimes for me, it literally depends on the day. Like sometimes I love it, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not in the mood.
Right.
Right. Like it depends on the day.
All of us have that relationship with wheatgrass.
I think we all kind of have that relationship with wheatgrass, even me. But because of I feel the consciousness, the spiritual connection, or like energy that it gives off, it's what kind of pulls me to it when I stop having it. When I stop having it, I can feel a pull towards it. And that's something that's like beyond me.
It's a consciousness that communicates with us. And it's been in our system. And our brain, our brain, as well as our, larger consciousness field, is craving it. So it's like a good kind of addiction. It's
Yeah.
it's
And it's
something.
not, yeah, it definitely is. And I have customers that are in California, to those of you who are in Georgia or in Tampa. I have customers in California that get it every 2 weeks or even every week. They get it shipped. One person who's having 4 ounces every day. And he's like, I'll do, and he only wants our wheatgrass. He's like, I don't want to get it from anybody else. I only like your wheatgrass. And he like needs it. If he skips his wheatgrass, he freaks out. And if for whatever reason we don't ship it or it doesn't get there, which of course that's only happened like once, but he freaks. And I get it, because it's like your body starts to feel good for a minute and you don't really want to not have it. It's not that it's an addiction. You just like feel the lack of,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we need positive addictions, I mean, meaning that there's consistent continuity with it, so that you're
Beautiful.
really
I love
living
that.
in that space more and more, and connecting,
Well,
it's
Ada,
just
it's
great. I
a
don't mean to dominate conversation here.
no,
So
no, no. I was just gonna say you're totally not, and I just want to say like it's an honor and a pleasure to have you here, and that testimony was massive.
thank
So
you. Thank
that
you.
you now have there was 18 people here that their lives were just changed by what you just said. So thank you for
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
um,
Well, wonderful.
seriously.
Thank you.
Yeah. Your life is a testimony that can change many, many, many others. So let your voice be heard. And as I have these Wednesday night calls, I really hope that you continue to come to them and share your story. I'm calling upon all of you to share your gifts and share your stories. Please come and be consistent with us. I've had a handful of people who've been consistent every week, but I want it to be more like 20, 30, 40, 100 people who are coming together to support each other. So every Wednesday night, 7:30, be here, same link. And let's make magic happen. I have a bunch of really nice things coming up next week. I have to look to see what we have. But Koshua, what do I have? She's my assistant. Anyway, keep asking me questions and then I'll get to
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
I have to go away. Well, I'm going away in July for a week. I'm going to Honduras, and I'm thinking about I can't. I'm thinking about taking the powder with me. I can't take the frozen.
Okay.
How
So
much
this is
powder do
powder.
I use?
Yeah. So this is a powder
I know
versus this is a powder versus a
I
fresh
can't.
question. Yeah. So powder, you want to get a freeze dried juice, first of all, as long as it's a freeze dried juice. So that meaning it's not like powdered grass, because that's like hay. You want to make sure it's something that was juiced and then freeze dried. Now that's something that's definitely has quality, has value. And then that's it. You're good. I think, I don't know, it'll tell you on the bottle how much to take and you just do your best. That's it.
I know my son-in-law, he gets this wheatgrass powder, and I'll read the package.
Put it in the chat, put a picture of it in the chat or in the Facebook group, and I'll let you know, if I think it's good. But just
Okay.
look to see if it says freeze dried juice. Okay. That's the most important piece.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. What's now? The last piece before we go is we have to determine when we're doing the cleanse. Okay. So I would like to get some feedback. This upcoming week, I'm doing it with a group of people, but it's too late for anybody to do it now. We could do it again the following week, but I kind of like to give my production some time before I spring them on like 10 people doing this. So I'm going to say no to that. So the earliest that we could do it would be the May 5th or May 12th is Mother's Day. I like to start on a Sunday, so it gives us some time. So Marianne, she's coming next week. Yay. Oh, Margaret had a question about the tray. Margaret, what was your question?
A tray is equal to how many pounds?
A tray is equal to 1.25 pounds, or to be more clear for what you would need, somewhere between 12 to 14 ounces of juice.
Okay.
Now that's if I'm growing it. If you're growing it, it might be a little bit less. it might yield a little bit less. Or if you let it grow tall like a koshua did, maybe it'll be about the same. You'll see. But I would count on, if you're growing it, 10 to 12 ounces, something like that. So if you're growing it yourself and you want to try and get 2 to 4 ounces a day, you'll need to have about two trays growing every week. One tray will be fine to start with, though. Yeah.
All right. I got 4.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long to get back to that.
Now, if you have a thyroid and high blood pressure, can you do the cleanse?
Can you? The question is, can you not? Is it possible not? You have to. You have to. It's one of the best things that you can do, definitely. I want to pick a day right now before anybody else leaves. So give me May 5th or May 12th. May 5th or May 12th, or if both. So tell me if you're good for the week of May 5th or good for the week of May 12th.
Doesn't matter either.
Okay, so Anne is
May
5.
12th is good.
Patricia is 12. Margaret says both. Anne Marie, both. Olga, did I lose you? Olga, what do you think? Sheila, what about you? Leland is both. May 5th, but might be able to make May 12th work. Is Cynthia. Patricia, is there a reason why you can't do May 5th? I would rather May 12th just because it'll give me more time to promote it and I can get more people. So I'm just trying to see. Okay, so I think let's do May 12th. Okay, so it's decided May 12th, and that means that I'm gonna send out all the products depending on where you are, but if I'm shipping it to you, I'm gonna send it out on Thursday the 9th. And whatever, I'll send you all the info. Those of you who are doing my cleanse like Patricia this upcoming Sunday, I still have to send you an email to give you a little bit of an update, but don't worry, you're in good hands. And those of you who are doing it with me on the 12th, welcome to the club, my friends. Hope to see you every Wednesday until then. And you can always get some wheatgrass before then and just start doing wheatgrass on its own. In fact, I recommend that you do. So get some wheatgrass and start drinking wheatgrass until then and get your body used to it so that when you do the full cleanse, you're ready to rock and roll. Plus, try and get off some gluten, try and minimize meat, and definitely try and get away from dairy. So no gluten, no dairy. That's how your body's going to adjust to this cleanse as best as possible. Although you can do it right off the bat without making any changes. But if you want to start making some changes, try and take away gluten and dairy and try and minimize meat. And you'll be good to go. If you're like, I don't know how to do that, you're crazy, don't worry about it. Just drink some wheatgrass. Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns before we go? 3 more minutes. We were supposed to only be 1 hour, but apparently I'm making this an hour and a half. Let's hear it.
Hey, Mama. Good girl. Good girl.
Did everybody who said that they want to do it sign up through that link? Because I need you to do that. I'm not going to track you down. It's too hard for me to track you down. So if you want to join, you have to sign up yourself. I'll try to track you down, but I don't know. I don't have time for that.
You sent the link?
I sent the link in the chat.
Sky, what's the matter, Sky? You're so excited, Sky.
Somebody talking to me? No. Jamie, Kim, any of my OGs, Eva, anybody want to say anything? Any encouragement to the new people? Are we excited that we have Eva, Akoshua, Patricia, Jamie, Kim? These are the people who, Anne Marie also, people who have been coming to these regularly for the past month or so. Well, some of you for the past year or so, or 2 years. So it's nice to see all these new faces and make this community grow. It really, really is. Anybody have any last words they'd like to say?
Those who are starting the class, it's fun to do it all together. It's really nice.
Hello, Mother.
It really is. Okay, my loves, everyone unmute yourself, say good night. And
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
bye-bye.
Good
Good to see
night.
Good
everybody.
night.
Good night, Rebecca.
Mwah. Good night, everyone. So good to have you all here.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, we have somebody who's coming in the last second. Hi, Bernadine. Sorry. You're lucky I didn't end it. Bernadine, hello and goodbye. Thank you for coming. You missed our wheatgrass class. Don't worry. I'm going to send a replay eventually, hopefully soon. If you want wheatgrass, 800wheatgrass.com. Wow. Love you all.
Thank you.